Hey guys, welcome back. I'm super excited to jump into this next, I would say season, but we're just gonna keep it going with episodes. This month is February, and the month that we're doing with the book and the cuisine is Italian, which I'm super excited, and we're working on Giada's Italy. It's based off Giada De Laurentiis. And I'm super excited because Italian cooking is one of my favorite cuisines. It's something that I actually fell in love with when I was really young. I started watching her shows on Food Network channel, and that's really what got me into the whole Italian vibes. Like, if you know me, I love pasta. Anywho's, we're doing for the main dish, we're doing a flank steak with roasted grapes and mushrooms, which sounds super yummy. The side dish that we're working with is a creamy sweet corn with pancetta. It's super, if you love pancetta, it's like bacon, but it's Italian, and it's just saltier. I love it. None of these dishes I've never tried, but they're pretty basic, and they're easy to make. So I'm excited, and I'm ready to jump in. So follow along with me.
To start off by making the flank steak, we're going to start by taking 3/4 of a pound of assorted wild mushrooms. We can use royal trumpets, creminis, really any kinds of mushrooms as long as they're assorted. And we're going to slice them to about 1/4 inch thick. Now we're going to take 2 shallots and we're going to finely chop them and set them aside. Now we're going to take 1 cup of seedless red grapes and we're going to halve them and set them aside. Now we're going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to take about 1.5 to 1/3 pound of a flank steak. We're going to heat 1 tablespoon of the olive oil in a large skillet over high heat. While that's heating, we're going to season the steak evenly on both sides with 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt, but I also opted in to put pepper. Now we're going to place the steak in the skillet and cook it without moving it for about 5 minutes or until a deep golden brown. We're going to use tongs by flipping the steak and sear the other side for an additional 3 minutes to brown it. Now we're going to transfer the steak to a rimmed baking sheet or any baking sheet and roast it for 10 to 12 minutes or until an instant red thermometer inserted in the thickest part registers to 125 Fahrenheit. We're going to remove the steak to a cutting board and rest it for at least 10 minutes. While the steak is resting, go ahead and place the skillet over medium-high heat and add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Add the mushrooms that we cut up to the skillet and season with 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Cook, stirring occasionally with a wooden spoon for about 8 minutes or until the mushrooms are deep golden brown all over. We're going to add in the shallots and the remaining 1/4 teaspoon of salt and cook for another 2 minutes longer, stirring often, that way so nothing burns. So we're going to stir in about 1/2 cup of dry sherry, scraping up any bits from the bottom of the pan, and cook until it has reduced by half, about 2 to 3 minutes. Now we're going to add in the grapes, 1/2 cup of beef stock, and about 1/2 teaspoon of fresh thyme. Now we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of butter and swirl the pan while stirring with a wooden spoon to emulsify the sauce. Now we're going to remove from the heat and go ahead and place it in a bowl and set aside, and we're going to get ready to prepare the side dish. Now we're going to prepare our side. We're going to do a creamy sweet corn with pancetta, which is super delicious, and we're going to take a shallot and chop it up finely. We're going to take 1 medium fennel bulb, discard the stalks, and chop it up. Now we're going to take 2 tablespoons of olive oil and put it in a large skillet and heat over medium heat. We're going to add 1/4 pound of diced pancetta and cook, stirring often with a wooden spoon until the pancetta is crispy and golden brown, which is about 5 minutes. We're going to toss in the shallot, the fennel, and we're going to take 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes and cook an additional 3 minutes or until the vegetables are softened. Now we're going to take a 16-ounce bag of sweet corn, thawed, or you can take kernels from 8 ears of fresh corn and season it with salt, mix well to combine, and warm through. Now we're going to add in 3 tablespoons of water, then fold in 1/2 cup of mascarpone cheese and a cup of freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano. Heat just to a simmer and then remove from the heat. We're going to stir in 1/4 cup of chopped fresh basil, and we're going to put in 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. Now we're going to take a serving dish and we're going to place our sweet creamy corn down on the bottom. And then we're going to go ahead and take our flank steak that has been sitting and resting, and we're going to slice the steak against the grain about 1/3 inch thick. Now we're going to fan the slices of steak over the corn and spoon the mushrooms over the steak.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, welcome back to iCarly. Just kidding. Sorry. Okay, guys, the finished product is done. We have the creamy pancetta, the creamy sweet corn pancetta, the flank steak with the mushrooms and the grapes, honestly. And put it in this big old thing. Man, this could feed a lot of people, just saying. So we're about to play this baby up. That way we can try it. So at first, I'm just gonna take me some corn here. It's creamy, guys. It's all about that mascarpone cheese and then the Parmigiano Reggiano, which, by the way, it's really hard to find Parmigiano Reggiano here unless you go to Yolks in Richland or somewhere in Yolks up in the Tri-Cities area, but you could just opt out for regular Parmesan cheese. It's okay. Now, we're gonna take some of this steak here with the mushrooms and got some of that leftover sauce. Just pour it on there with the mushies. And we're gonna try it. Yee. All right. Be Betty. Get out here, time. I got time for you. All right. Ooh, this flank steak was so easy to make and super tender. All right, let's see if we can get some corn. Here we go. That corn, it's so good. Wow, holy crap. There's so much seasoning in it. I don't know, it's just so savory. The Parmesan cheese, the pancetta, it's super salty, so you don't really need to put a lot of salt other than just salting your corn, but holy crap. Your steak, so easy. Whew. One second, guys, catch my breath.